The doors slide shut with a pneumatic hiss, followed by a solid mechanical clunk. The air pressure in the cabin shifts subtly against the eardrums. The environment is sealed. The smell is distinct, a combination of machine grease, metallic dust, and the lingering, synthetic scents of the previous occupants' colognes. The lighting is harsh, emanating from a recessed square panel in the ceiling, casting a cool, clinical glow downward. The walls are paneled in brushed stainless steel, a surface designed to reflect blurred shapes, but not distinct details. A low, powerful hum begins beneath the floor plates as the motorized cables engage. We feel the sudden shift in gravity as the box begins its ascent. There are 3 units inside this container, myself and 2 others. The rule of spatial distribution is instantaneous and mathematical. We have formed a perfect triangle. 1 unit is in the back left corner, 1 in the back right, and I am positioned near the front right, close to the control panel but not touching it. We do not look at each other. The gaze is restricted to a narrow vertical corridor in front of our faces. The preferred focal point is the floor indicator above the doors. It is a digital matrix of red LEDs. We watch the arrow point upward. We watch the numbers change. The silence here is different from the waiting room. It is pressurized. It is amplified by the closeness of the walls. To occupy this space requires total physical neutralization. We hold our belongings tightly against our bodies to minimize our volume. Arms remain straight at the sides. The spine is rigid. We suppress the sound of our breathing. A slight shift in weight from one foot to the other by the person in the back corner sounds like a loud scrape against the metal floor. The sound is followed by an immediate return to absolute stillness. We are cargo being transported between levels. The ascent is slow. To manage the duration, I focus my attention on the control panel to my right. It is a rectangular steel plate screwed into the wall. There are 2 columns of round buttons. Each button has a number etched into the metal and a translucent plastic ring around it. The current floor number, 14, glows with an amber light. The plastic ring around the 14 button is slightly greasy, showing a faint accumulation of finger oils on the lower arc. I look at the emergency buttons at the bottom. The alarm button is red and slightly concave. The open door button shows signs of high-frequency use. The black paint filling the etched arrow icon is chipped away in the center, revealing the dull brass metal underneath. I shift my gaze to the wall surface itself. The brushed steel has a vertical grain. Thousands of fine, parallel scratches run from ceiling to floor. I track one specific grain line down to eye level. It is interrupted by a smudge. The smudge is cloudy, a residue left by a forehead or a hand leaning against the metal. It distorts the reflection of the overhead light. I look deeper into the reflective surface. I see a distorted, elongated shape in the metal, my own reflection. It is a dark blur, unrecognizable as a face, just a patch of color against the gray steel. I move my head slightly to the left. The blur moves with me. I look down at the floor line. There is a gap between the wall panel and the floor, perhaps 2 millimeters wide. Dust has collected in this crevice, a fine gray powder mixed with a single, dark synthetic fiber. The mechanism slows. The hum drops in pitch. We feel the deceleration in our knees. The red LED displays the number G. The amber light on the button panel extinguishes. There is a mechanical shudder as the box aligns with the floor threshold. The pneumatic hiss returns. The doors part in the center and slide open. The spell of the metal box is broken. The pressurized silence evaporates, replaced by the chaotic acoustic rush of the street level. The cool air of the lobby rushes in. We reorganize immediately. The triangle dissolves. The unit nearest the door exits first. I follow. We walk rapidly across the polished stone floor of the lobby, putting distance between us. We pass through the revolving glass door and step onto the concrete sidewalk. The environment has changed, but the requirement for a pattern remains. I walk 20 meters to the intersection. The pedestrian signal shows a solid red hand. A crowd is already assembling at the curb. I join them. We do not stand in neat rows here. We form a loose, organic cluster, like iron filings magnetized to the edge of the street. I find a gap between a person with a large backpack and a metal lamppost. I step into it. We all face the same direction, looking across the asphalt at the opposite corner. We wait for the signal to change.